Hello, kind and loving humans. We are back and we're going to continue trying with the Believe concealer. I already have the Believe foundation on, and this time I mixed linen and porcelain, and I think I like that better than either of them separately. But the other thing that was different, I used a lighter powder. That one from Believe, the supposedly glowy one, made things so dark. So I feel like the foundation on its own can get to be acceptable. It's just the powder will make a difference. Since I like to highlight up here, I want to see what it's like to do the concealer, which I haven't done in a while. I feel like my under eyes are a little, I don't normally get puffy, but a little bit right under the eye seems kind of irritated. It's funny how some of the Tarte brushes are so soft, but yet the one that I need for the under eye feels more firm and less comfortable. I'm gonna have to watch some more of the videos on getting concealer placed in a way that doesn't crease and whatnot. I also don't get how so much of the powder ends up on the threads of the area you close it. Since the Believe blush didn't show up all that much, this came free with an order. I don't normally go for non-powder blush, but we're trying things. Now this is called Jelly, and I can't remember the other colors. I mean, this looks kind of dark. I'm wondering if the other ones, I think one of them may have been like orange. Maybe it was like the actual shade I didn't like. And so I figured, all right, this looks dark, but maybe I can just use less of it. I actually thought this was e.l.f. I need to explore the NYX site again. I do love their eyeshadow brushes. Oh, nuts. It came off like that. And it's leaving the ring of metallic stuff around, which is not enjoyable and feels like it's making a mess. So this texture looks pretty shiny. Oh, jelly. Oh, that is very jelly-like. It's very, I mean, it's like it's like Jello, very unset Jello that has maybe too much water in it. So I'm going to try this brush first. I did get ready my stipple sponge just in case, but oh wow, that totally leaves dots in there. Oh, it's very bouncy. Like it literally bounces back. And okay, let's see how this goes. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's so cold. I it's hard to tell if this is gonna blend in the way I'd like. I did already put powder on here. This is turning into like last night with the lip stuff. All right, maybe this is workable. I just can't tell like how much time do you have to move it around, and I feel like this isn't blending the way I'd really like. I guess it's okay. I know for some reason people say the blush tends to fade fast. It just feels like it's not really blending. I mean, maybe it would be better before powder, but I feel like at that point, having to smush it in so much would mess up the foundation underneath. All right, I guess it's okay. But again, it's like there's this line here. Oh wow. I put this down and now there's like a bubble, a big bubble. And it wasn't tilted, so I can't understand that. Maybe, and some of the little lines are going away. Part of me wants to add more just to. This is a case where I'd like to be using my second brush. I think I left it in the other room. But I would like to be doing it kind of both at the same time evenly. Let's go try that. So while I was gone, this bubbled up even more. So I took a safety pin and I popped it, and then that happened. And so now there's a ton less in here. So I don't know if they do that on purpose. And it almost seemed like it had a skin to it or something. So as I poke around in here, it does seem like there's a gelatin type skin. That seems kind of gross. I don't know if that's still usable. Can't quite tell if the whole thing is that way. I don't know if this thing needs to be mixed. Like the little dots from the brush seem to go away. So I'm thinking maybe the lines from mixing it this way will go away. It's really hard to tell. But got the new brush here, so I'm gonna wipe that off into the brush. And then the question becomes, okay, how do we know? I'll go tap, tap on one side, tap, tap on the other side. That's too much, I think. So now I'm going to do this to try to distribute it evenly. It is too much though. This could get interesting. I mean, these are now like wet. Maybe I'll stay on for later. I'm tapping very lightly. But then I think, okay, what other kind of brush am I going to use to deal with this? To me, it's looking a little stripy. I guess it is a good shade. I feel like this side is less pronounced for some reason. Well, that was an interesting experiment. Now the question is, I'm going to try to tap it in a bit here, and I'm sure there's some leftover pink, hoping that this kind of stippling. Oh boy. I feel like it's brought in too much here. This, I think, is a case for, I'm going to try using the middle highlighter, see if that will tone it down, maybe a little bit with the tan one. It may be a bit of a mess. Hopefully it'll look okay enough on camera. Very interesting, very interesting. I kind of want to try now the Believe pink over it. This is definitely an experiment. Okay, interesting, interesting. I'm trying to remember if I had a plan for the eyes today. I discovered that there are some pink flakes, flakes, not even sure which, down below the blush. So I don't know if anybody ever adds bronzer after blush, but it's what I'm doing. This is why sometimes makeup is an experiment, and why you experiment on the days where it's okay to not have things go perfectly, so that when you have somewhere special like a wedding to attend, let's say, you know what you're doing and you know your plan. Because things often happen where things might not go as planned and you're in a rush. So it's good where you can kind of autopilot to what you've already practiced. To me, this side looks shinier, but maybe it's just the lighting. It's hard to tell. But now I feel like the darkness is kind of reset back in, and it's reminding me of the other days with the darker powder. I guess we do still have one more Natasha YouTube to try. This has the same model as the other one from the other day with like the cool colors and the purple stripe here. The upper lid looks almost the same minus the purple stripe. And then the bottom is more pink. And that's it. So first we see it says press zest into the inner corner of the eyelid. Zest is the yellowy green inner corner of the eyelid. I think that's what we did the other one as well. Oh, you know what? I wanted to use, I guess it doesn't matter. Or should I stop? And I did get out, I did kind of want to use this. I guess I could just put it where the color is not. Again, not really sure even how much to use of this and what the exact right way to do it is. I guess this is going to mush over this, but since the colors are pretty much the same, I think it'll be okay. And it says to let it dry, but it's unclear exactly how long to do that. You know, it's a little waxy, a little bit sticky. Like you kind of can see how it gives the grip. Oh, speaking of which, I tried a new primer today. I think it's Elf like puff primer. And I remember thinking to myself, why did I get this? I think it was the ingredients were kind of like acceptable to me. There were oils that I naturally use in my face oil anyway, and then some shea butter and maybe some wax. I think the shea butter is what kind of like gives it the grip, or was it cocoa butter? I remember it's like butospermum parkii or something, which I think is the shea butter. So that seems like it would make sense to be similar for the eyeshadow primer. And some of the ones I previously used were like thinner. The one I did before those were out. And so it would be kind of like the gloss on the lipstick, picking it up and lifting it and whatnot. So that feels somewhat dry. So we're going to go back in with zest. Inner corner. At the moment, I'm not even sure if that makes a difference. Inner corner of the eyelid. Then blend brisk onto the outer corner and crease, blending outwards. Brisk. Okay, that's the one we used the other day again, that minty green. Actually, I feel like I want to use a blending brush for this. It's interesting how when you layer it up, it really does start to get brighter and is darker than it even is in the pan. Outer corner and crease, blending outwards. And then brighten the center of the eyelid with mint frost. I think I'll go back into this brush. Ooh, is this my first time using mint frost? It very well may be. Right in the center of the eyelid. I feel like it's not really showing up that much. It kind of just looks like the brisk, but a little bit metallic. Then we've got Bellini, brush Bellini under the lower lash line. I seem to like to use this under the lower lash line lately. That's definitely very orange. But I know we're going to be following it up with Starlit. I like that they kind of put the colors near each other that Well, I guess Mint Frost goes with Adriatic and Brest. Like Mint Frost looks so much like Adriatic, except Adriatic is a duochrome. But I'm so used to the duochromes not having as much pigment and kind of like color to them. Brush bleeding under the lower lash line did it. Starlit, intensify the lower lash line with shade Starlit. I feel like this is a good thing to learn too, that like you put the base of the matte and then you add the more fun colors. See, I wouldn't have put these together. Like I don't love these so much necessarily. And I don't know that the red really works with my skin tone for underneath. I feel like I did that for some other look, but it did tie together better. Maybe when it was purple. Then limoncello. Highlight the center of the top lash line and inner corner with limoncello. Center of the top lash line. I might stick with this. Oh no, I might actually switch to this brush. Limoncello. Center of the top lash line. Again, I kind of feel like that's not even showing up that much. And the inner corner. Well, I guess it is actually brightening it. Center of the top lash line and inner corner with shade limoncello. Well, I don't know if they just meant the lash line inner corner or the actual inner corner. So I'm gonna add some of limoncello to the actual inner corner. I really like this palette. Colors, formulas, etc. I'm kind of surprised how flat brushes, how many times they use a flat brush. So it almost looks like they're moving on to the cheeks now. And so it seems as if they're done with the eye, but like, what about something at the brow bone? I don't see how it could just be done. Do I want to intensify anything? I mean, in the camera, it looks pretty bright along with those cheeks. In real life, not as much. Oh, the glow they put on the brow bone. So permission to highlight. So I could use the illusion. I can now see some of the mint frost. I feel like below needs to be blended out a bit. I kind of like how this does a wing. But orange into the eye, I'm wondering if I should add the lips and go in the more orange direction, and maybe that will help. I also want to try one of the newer like purple eyeliners. I know I had one around here somewhere. Oh, there's this hard candy color liquid eyeliner. I think there was another one recently. Maybe that was it. There was that one that was like more metallic lavender that I haven't used yet. I don't know how dark this is going to be. So maybe I don't know. I feel like this could go. It's interesting to have put like such a light color at the lash line. So I guess the contrast could be good, but then again, like that lavender could be better. Oh, I do have my rose water. So this is the perfect time to use the rose water and witch hazel to get foundation off the lips instead of that rubbing alcohol, because witch hazel doesn't, see how much came off? Doesn't bother the lips nearly as much as alcohol, especially when you're going to put on an alcohol-based lipstick. Well, I guess we can do the eyebrows while it's drying. I kind of wonder why so many YouTubers don't do their eyebrows on camera. Now, granted, some of them, it seems they're doing eyebrows in a way that's like more, however they're doing it needs to be shown, because they must have some like special technique or something. So I wonder, like, then why do they not show it? Is it a secret? I mean, even if they have a separate brows video, are the people not wanting to see that? Is it viewer driven, or it's just a choice that they're making? I feel like this needs more color over here. And we did this for theater, but I'm still learning the way it's done these days. And so I've got the tail on and going back into the second coat for lips. This is the Coralina. Pretty bright orange. And because I put a new doe foot in the pink champagne, which it turned out was kind of more muted than I thought, like the fuzzy part had gone off, so I pulled this out and put a different one in. But the tips are a little different because you really had to kind of grip it and squeeze it and whatnot. But I feel like it tones it down a little bit. Okay, so we're back to the brows. Wow, the handle is actually longer than this. Double Duty Beauty Tinted Brow Gel. I would call this so much more than tinted. And I know with a lot of the more mascara ones, you're not trying to get it on your skin. You're trying to just get the hair. But the fact that the spoolie has such tiny, tiny short bristles, it must be that it's the intention of getting it onto the skin as well. And again, I don't know if you're only using this back part, because it doesn't make sense to push this in, really, I don't think. That's where I got the clump. Same thing last time, I think. But I also can't quite tell, which way picks up. Oh, that picked up too much product, I think. Oh boy, that is significant. It's hard to tell what's going on there. I think it's got the usual mascara type thing to, yep, get the rest off. Tiny little hole and like a funnel situation. We gotta spoolie this out before it sets up too dark. I think even still, it's such a change to see how dark it is that it takes a bit to adjust to, like, okay, brows are super dark now. I did find one that was far lighter than most of the blondes. I almost thought it was like too light, like it just didn't really show up much. So I feel like mixing them could be a good thing. That seems even, but I feel like this tail is not as long. In which case, maybe I'll go in with this pencil. Sometimes it's hard to actually see with such light hair where the actual hair is versus the line that can feel like it's above the eyebrow. And then how far to extend it. Like, I think this is supposed to be in line with the nose, if I recall. I feel like a lot of people don't have hair that goes that far. So sometimes you add it in. Okay, now switching to the new doe foot of the pink champagne. Okay, think I want to, oh, actually, let's just check out Dainty again. Dainty's so pink. Duet is like that lavender. I'm gonna go in with the illusion. Highlight this, but I kind of want to add the pink. And who says I can't? Question is, I guess I'll start with a duet. A little bit of lavender. And then I want to go in with Dainty because I really haven't used that as much. Yep, that's pink. Hmm. Yeah, I like it. And then what kind of highlighter do I want? Oh, that's the eyeshadow. Here we are. I use a blending brush and I'm going to go with the lightest shade of the highlighter. I guess that Dainty has kind of glittery flecks. And I know I kind of liked how the highlighter ended up for the under eye. So I think I'm going to try this brush. Now the question was, I think it must have been the lightest one I used. It's the only one that makes sense. Maybe the middle one. I'll start with the middle one. And then powder brush. Top two. Highlight. Maybe I'll try that other eyeliner. Also, I've been told that this Almay Goddess gloss is compatible with the Longwear lipstick. So the last time I started with the lip gloss that's originally made for it. This time I'm going to go straight in with this Goddess gloss because I'll be home enough that if there's an issue, I can reapply. But this will tell me, is it doing anything that's going to eat away at it before I eat? Because some of them have oils in it and, you know, food oil makes it break down. I also really like this gloss. Like, it's not as shiny and like glassy, but it's shiny enough. And it's pretty, not opaque, but it's got color to it. And it's got glittery things to it. And the Believe gloss is very similar, but like less potent in its shine. So I would say that one's more glassy, and the first one is more satin. So yeah, I like a gloss, but I like it being compatible with this. I like the color. I like that even much later, the color was still there and the glitter was still there. Well, it's really not glitter, it's more shimmer, but it's the way I like it. Now, next question is, we've got these eyeliners. This is the one I think is going to be brighter. Revlon liquid chrome, molten metal finish, innovative dip ink cap, flexible tip, chrome ink. But like that, it's like a felt tip, but it's kind of strange looking. And this one is hard candy color liquid eyeliner, like royalty purple. I feel like I had seen this in the store, but I'm thinking it's the same color, but they made it in like a Marilyn Monroe version. And that one seemed like a really nice purple that wasn't just like a total black with barely purple. Like, where is it? This one, which is interesting, the little roller ball that I finally kind of figured out how to use, but it's basically black with some purple. I'm hoping for something more lavender, but I also had that NYX lavender liquid eyeliner that I kind of wish was more metallic, and it's almost like white with a bit of purple, so I feel like it doesn't really show up the way I want. So anyway, we have gotten the limoncello to show up on the eyelids. Let's see how the liquid chrome fares. It says, multi-dimensional metal color that glides on like ink. Specially designed dip ink cap holds the pigments to help prevent pen dry up. Glossy filming copolymers create a molten metal finish. High density of pigments and superfine glitters and pearls. Innovative dip ink cap keeps the tip saturated with color. Dry out resistant, flexible plush tip. Instructions: softly glide the pen tip along the lash line or on the lids. Dip pen into the cap if more color is desired. So I don't know if any of it is also inside of it or just in the cap, but in this little picture, they're drawing it like on the eyelid, which I don't really care for that look. Been meaning to use this for a bit. Nice to kind of feel like, to try things for the first time and get to share it with you guys. Okay, so I thought it was a twist, but it really just pops. Oh, this is so much smaller than I thought. This picture looks like the felt tip is longer. This felt tip looks just like the teardrop part. Where are we? And it's almost looking like this black plastic part in the picture. Oh. Okay, it is that big. It's just not saturated, I guess. So, all right. This looks like it'll work. It's a little darker than I thought, but it's not that black. But it's a slightly less lavender. This is a very flexible tip. Like it feels very spongy, like it may actually be made of makeup sponge material. And I'm not seeing all that much of the metallic. Here's the interesting thing. On the tip, it looks like a very, very light, not very light, but like a light lavender metallic. But it's as if there's different pigments inside that are darker. I have no idea how to get a wing here. All right, that tip is thin enough, I guess. Oh, that side was easier. Are they even? This one swoops up more. They're not completely even. Do I see the metallic? I guess I do a little bit. I also want to take my flashlight and get a good look inside the cap. Okay, so the cap, it almost looks like there might be another sponge in there that's holding some liquid. It kind of makes me wonder though, how quickly is it going to go away? Is there any inside the cap? Is this going to dry up and become useless pretty quickly? And are these even enough? Should I just make it even wider to kind of even things out? Should I just go with a crazy long wing? I don't hate it. Heading to that the eyebrow. They actually look more even now to me. But we've got this little blip here. Because it is kind of catching on the skin a bit. And now it's feeling kind of powdery. I don't know how long, like, I don't know if, it doesn't say anything about shaking, but I think this has to be tested in the hand a bit more. Because yeah, this is now lighter. Oh, it dries almost instantly. Like I just put this on to test it. Okay, I guess we'll have to show it. Swipe. And this part at the bottom is still wet, but this part is like sticky. So that's wet, but look at, that's like instant. I am not familiar with that kind of thing. And I wonder if this starts to dry out, can I just add mixing liquid and revive it? But now I kind of want to try this one since we are here. I wonder also how many people notice, like we might notice the eyes are not, like the eyeliner is not completely the same, but how many people in the world are going to notice? Oh, this has those sticky things on it, which is good for security. So this is pretty tightly locked in. So I think it's almost like I have to just destroy the box to get it open. Or I guess I could try to finagle this out. Okay, just have to push down inside here. It just seems so different than like opening the top like you normally would. So yeah, you can get that out by pushing down this thing in here. But it's still a little destroyed. Anyway, this, I mean, look, it almost matches my lipstick. Now, I don't know, are you supposed to shake it? It says, create bold and color daring looks that last. This is a glide, quick dry, precision liner, delivers high pigmented color without smudging, feathering, or running. The ultra-fine brush applicator lets you create thin and thick lines that stay in place until you're ready to say goodnight. Doesn't say anything about shaking. The box has a nice holographic aspect. Okay, does this just pull apart too? And why is there like darkness on the cap? Oh yeah, this just pulls apart. Let's compare. Okay, very, very thin lines. That's nice. A more purpley purple. And maybe even almost more glittery, whereas the other one's more metallic. So I would say very similar. And I'm kind of, and I don't know if the, let me see. It's hard to tell if this has the same situation where there's color in the cap. I'm not sure, but I want to try like putting this closer to the lash line perhaps, because it's so thin. This probably would make an amazing wing. I, again, haven't really done as much of the liquid liner as I have like cake eyeliner with various brushes that you choose. So I'm not going to bring this all the way in, but it does seem to make a very thin line. And I've got to watch more YouTube videos to see, do people put the tip down and drag in or do this and flick out? Because I feel like flicking out, you can end up with it skipping. Whereas if you start with the tip and it's thin enough and drag in, that's the difference on the thumb. Hold on. All right, so the thicker line, I laid it down and dragged it in. This other one was like the flicking it. So that seems to be more conducive to thin, but you at least want it as thick as it is at this end here. But this is the end where I laid it down to begin with. And this actually was the flick. So I guess one could argue in favor of the flick. I like the color of these better than this one. But the good thing here is you know exactly how thin it's going to be. This one is harder to do the wing with, but it really can get away from you. Like, I don't know that that's ideal to go that long. And again, do I want that much contrast? Not necessarily. On the plus side, both of those can fit in my little stand. So what will I take to, this seems like a chance for Dainty or Starlet. Starlet's too red. I think I will use Dainty. Actually, I kind of want to see the Mint Frost. Well, let me try it in my hand first to see. Okay, Mint Frost over the first one, Mint Frost over the second one. They both kind of work. I'm going to go for it because I haven't gotten to use Mint Frost much yet. And the Mint Frost has been a part of this look. And I think, just like I mentioned in other videos, I think it will lighten it enough where it's subduing it, but not taking it away. So Mint Frost, it's not sticking quite as much as it did on my hand, it seems. But since the Mint Frost is metallic, I feel like it is bumping that up a bit, since I feel like it wasn't sticking on the eyelid as much. And there's clearly still eyeliner there. So that's nice, but I feel like it's not so in your face. And it looks like the mint frost really doesn't have a lot of pigment. It's more, I would say, maybe even call it like a topper. And it's got the metallic flecks. But I would say we've also now lost the limoncello kind of eyeliner situation. So I want to see if I go back in over on the top of the eyeliner, will it show up again? Not like on the eyeliner, but above it, I mean. Yeah, actually that is showing up, mostly in the lid. Where's my teeny brush? I'm wondering if we do it right above the eyeliner. Oh yeah, that is actually working. It's like I question it, but then it turns out her formulas, they stick. I don't know how to describe that differently than the other kind. I like it. And at this rate, I think I have time to run the errands I wanted before coming back and filming. I don't know about the bottom Bellini and Starlet though. I almost want to add a little bit more Bellini below the Starlet. It just, to me, it's just like trying to throw colors on there, but I like the Bellini better on the other days and ways it was used. Where's my eyelash curler? Here we go. I think I am going to use the rubbing alcohol to clean it off today. Sometimes, especially the metal part, you can do just dry, but the silicone pad especially does better. You know, it's picking up whatever foundation might have been on your eyelashes. Do I want to try new mascara today? Part of me does. I mean, we've been trying so many new things. I kind of want to. Almost forgot to do setting spray before mascara. This is the Believe one again. Sometimes I wonder if I can't feel the mist. Okay, this is definitely soaked. But if I can't feel it, is it really getting on there and doing anything? And did I mess anything up on the cheek? Is it separating? So Tarte, with practically every order, they give you something free that usually includes mascara. The last one was like a mascara, base tape, and some lip thing, and then like drying lotion or something, and one more thing, I think. Sometimes they'll have like freebies. There's always some kind of freebie, and then sometimes there's additional freebies if you spend a certain amount. So for a while they kept sending these, which has mascara and blush. I don't know if they do it because they're trying to get rid of things, like maybe they're going to expire or something. I mean, I think maybe this was something that you originally purchased, perhaps for the birthday anniversary of Tarte, and then they didn't sell as many as they thought, so then they decided to give them away. So it comes with this blush and this mascara, lights, camera, lashes. I also have a man-eater one that recently came, but I have a lot more of these, so I'm gonna try that. So the blush is called Quirky. To me, it almost seems a bit more like a bronzer. I mean, I clearly wear pink. This, I guess I could try it as a bronzer, and I don't need it now, but, and I remember when I called customer service, I kept thinking she was saying Quirky because it's not a color that's listed. Is this ASMR? It's not a color that's listed on their typical blushes. They do have the cute packaging in here. The color's not showing up. It's pink and purple, and yet on camera, you can barely see the hearts. What is the deal? The amount that this looks different on camera compared to real life, I can't understand. It's bright pink, and the purple is accurate, but all these hearts, they should be showing up. What is going on? I don't know what to make of that. So blush is going away for now. Going to curl eyelashes. The man-eater from the picture mascara looked like it was a plastic bristle one. And I think the bristles make a huge difference with mascara, but I know Allie seems to be, I think she says she's very particular about her mascara, but she also has those lashes that she doesn't even seem to need to curl them or wear lashes because hers are so magnificent. So I'm thinking she would be kind of like a connoisseur of lashes, and her opinion would be worth noting. Now, I've pretty much always used drugstore mascara, unless it came free with like, my mom would get like a Lancome and she didn't use it or something because she didn't like the darkest black. All right, 4-in-1 mascara. I'm assuming that means like there's a primer involved. Okay. These bristles seem really short. Guess we'll see how that goes. And so when the people talk about their favorite mascara formula, I don't know what makes them have such a preference. Like what about it is so amazing. This I feel like is not building up much. I mean, it's certainly coloring them. You can see some difference there. I almost wanted to take a picture side by side, but then I already plunked it on my eyelashes on the other side before I thought to do that. Well, as I was thinking to do that. Now, I've had this for, I don't know exactly how long. I've never used it, but I wonder, it makes me wonder, does it dry out inside the packaging, inside the box? I mean, the mascaras I've actually been using don't seem to be. So I would say this is fairly light. I mean, it looks like there's a bunch on the brush. To me, it feels kind of dried out. But it's not as goopy as the one I was using the other day. And so I guess, I don't know, am I losing an eyelash right there? Is that coming off? Is that why it's like crooked? I don't want to pull on it, but I don't want it falling in my face either. That seems to be attached. I don't know what to make of this. And as usual, it's getting on the bottom whether I like it or not. I mean, people talk about purposely putting it at the bottom, but I'd like to know how people can avoid getting it on the bottom unintentionally. Now, I know some people put like lavender essential oil, like a drop or two in their mascara, and that can help revive things. And I just don't know if it's supposed to be this dry. Maybe next I should try the Man Eater, which came much more recently. But I will say, I vaguely remember like Lancome samples seemed on the drier side, and I'm pretty sure I was given them when they were relatively new. It kind of makes me want to like put alcohol on my arm. So that it's clean. And then that seems pretty dry, doesn't it? Like at the tip, some is coming off. And it is, I don't know, is that how it's supposed to be? I mean, I'm pushing really hard to where it kind of hurts. Whereas, I mean, I don't think I can excuse that with, oh, it's all on my lashes. I was just using leftovers because I didn't really use that much. But we got the Scandalized. Could my arm stop disappearing for a moment? That's much more, I mean, look at that. It's more creamy and wet, and that's just so dry. What the heck? So I guess I'll be trying the Man Eater next. Now I've got to deal with this. I guess this will be a good showing of how rubbing alcohol gets makeup off. This is what we used. Oh my gosh. To sterilize makeup brushes and clean them. Ta-da! There's a little bit of remnants left. But overall, it's okay. And I feel like the bottom lashes are clumping a bit, and I want to almost put another layer on. I hear some rumbling, like as if it's a big truck, or maybe the neighbor with a really loud vehicle. And I feel like I'm doing the lower lashes now just to straighten them out. And like the last lashes over here feel kind of neglected. Oh, did I just get it on my skin? I'm really wondering if my lower lashes are shorter and if vitamin D affects them much. Yeah, I'm not loving this. I don't know what the deal is. That is some really pronounced rumbling. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Yeah, not such a fan of this. Like it's kind of a pain. Oh no. It's a pain to see. This is why makeup can be fun, but end up slightly problematic. All right, now that means going back in. Which color do I want to use? I think I'm just going to use the highlighter. Things get messed up, you roll with it. But what do I make of this mascara? Lights, camera, lashes. Maybe I have to look up what you can add. I know you need to be really careful adding things, but I'm wondering, like, would argan oil? I think the lavender makes sense, and it is a sample size, so I feel like it's not the end of the world if it gets messed up, because it just doesn't feel that usable right now. It just feels like kind of, I don't want to say pathetic, but like if this company is so expensive in their mascara, more than, well, with everything, more than drugstore, what is the point of spending so much more if this is how it's going to be? I feel like it should at least keep the lashes in a straight line, not them seeming like they're going to be tangled. I just don't know what to make of this brush either. I just don't know. So I guess that completes the look pretty much. Always fun to put the hair down. I feel pleased at the idea of wearing this out. It's definitely springy. Yeah, I feel like today's a day where it doesn't need to be toned down. Like the other day, somehow putting the hair down diluted the punch of how bright the makeup was, but I mean, like dark, powerful contrast. Here, I feel like it doesn't even need it. Like it looks okay with the hair up. And I like the way the gloss is working. So far, I don't see it causing any issue with the lipstick blow. I also realized I could try the lipstick on the hand and then put the gloss over it and see if it's breaking it up on the hand, then certainly it's going to be breaking it up with all the talking and moving of lips that they do. So I feel like that can be a good test because of it. But I did a test of other lip glosses on some plastic and I was surprised they didn't seem to break it up. But yet the Milani, it feels like it's okay for a while, and I'm not sure if it eventually causes it to degrade, but at least it's got the glossiness that I like. And you know, eventually you do eat, so it's not the most controlled experiment. Other than doing it multiple times, you start to get a feel for it. Now, I did take lots of pauses here, but this video probably ended up longer than I expected. And the looks are looking pretty similar to the other day. The other one had like a purple up this way, but can't even really see that brisk was used in the beginning because of the yellow, but I think it's fun, light, not in your face. The eyeliner added something, but could be without it too. The mascara though, not thrilled. And the cheeks, at this point, I don't notice them being much of an issue. Could probably change some of the lighting settings, see if that makes a difference. But it's okay. But then again, I feel, oh, I just got lip gloss in my hair. I feel like I wouldn't want, like this makes sense for stage to me, but I don't think I'd want people up in my face close with the possible fleckage that occurred. And let's see how this is doing now that that bubble. Okay, so it almost looks like drips down at the side, but it's kind of reformed itself. It reminds me a lot of that eye stuff. And I wonder, were they giving this free because they want people to try it and love it? Also, if it gets upside down, is this just going to collect here? And that could that be a good thing because it's thin enough that maybe you can just pick it up from there? I don't know. I don't know. This feels like it would make sense to put it on a palette first. But the bear with me, I think it was a new thing. So as opposed to them trying to like use it up. So I guess that's that. Hope you have fun with your makeup. Oh, I didn't do lip liner today. I guess that shows it's not always needed with the long wear. I think I've done all the steps I can do. Sometimes I have a tough time with goodbyes, so I gotta just say, hope you have a wonderful day. Hope you have a colorful day and peace in your life. May the love of heaven be poured down, and may we not drop things, but may we be filled with God's love and give it to one another kindly, lovingly. I don't know what the opposite of passive aggressive is, but in a way that is truly authentic. And may we love from an authentic place, as opposed to like the passive aggressive where you might give a backhanded compliment, but you're like, oh, I'm giving you a compliment. I don't know why that's on my mind today. Sometimes it is. But anyway, hope you have a great day. Sending lots of love, and may peace be with you.